and then Jupiter placement in Capricorn. So Jupiter in Capricorn, this placement allows one to be very practical about going about creating some things for like themselves, an experience that they like to have fun in, right? But they like to like see these people like to initiate practical movements in other people. They could see somebody who's like more like them and be like, "Yo, I can see the potential here. We could like build something together. We could, make money together. We could, obtain some things. We might have to put some shit on the back burner, like not fucking around with females, not fucking around with guys. If it's a female who has like this type of mindset, but we can still, we can build some things together. We can have this. We can have all kind of things. That's cool. I wanted, that's the type of, or that's the type of shit that I like. Let's do that. Let's not like so much as like running around trying to like that's not what we really want to do here in this type of like energy of Jupiter and like Capricorn. So they like to like buckle down and like see shit for what it is and know if they don't have things they can do it. um there's definitely opportunities out there to obtain items, obtain things that are needed to you know just stay grounded in reality too. you know but these people may come off as dry to other people. Like, why are you not gonna fuck around with women? Why are you not gonna, chase pleasure to, a pleasurable moment? Why would you fucking like do that to yourself? You know, that don't make sense. That's not real fun. But this person didn't give a fuck. This person's like, okay, that's fine. You don't want to just, do some things that are non-sexual. You know, do some things, obtain some things, follow my lead. We can, work together and we can like build something together. Maybe it's a tree house for somebody, maybe it's building a house for somebody else, maybe it's not even doing that, but like putting some shit together, fixing something that was destroyed, all kind of shit. Or maybe it is like, demolishing some shit, because we just, feel like we want to get our like, you know, anger out on some shit, but we don't want to like, really fuck with other people, because this is your daddy energy. So your dad wants to like do shit with his son, right? These people do shit like that. They're always like, I want to like lead the way and show these people how to like do some stuff, actually like manly things, or, if it's a female, let's get away from the guys and do some, you know, just some fucking bullshit that other people don't fucking do. We ain't gonna be like out there like that. We ain't gonna be, you know, out at the fucking parties and stuff like that. We don't need to do that. But that's not like a fun experience, actual experience that fucking people have. It is though. Like I said, this is an actual placement, so people are, having fun in this manner. But other people who actually experience things, who have actual Jupiter placement and fire or water, like me, would be like, man, that shit's kind of like fucking boring. Um, we can do something else. you know, but these people, who have it in like fire or water, they will already be seen as somebody who's fun, anyways, or somebody who's, you know, gonna experience some like, real fun, even if they're saying shit like, oh, we should like, get our shit together first. We should, go obtain these things, and have fun doing that. We don't need to like fuck around with, other people, like people of the opposite gender or anything like that. Let's buckle down and do that and have fun doing that. You know, we don't even have to be out and about with other people. I can do the shit myself if I have to. Like, I'll do it by myself if you don't want to. They don't mind doing shit by themselves. Um, but yeah, because of this placement though, you now have a lot of things, and that was the type of opportunities you saw, that type of experiences you wanted to have. You wanted to be like, well, some people don't have things and then they're upset. but I know I have the ability to do work. So I can then, go out, get this shit, not worry about this or that. I might put, other people on the back burner or whatever because they don't want to just buckle down and do work like me. But, at the end of it, there's a reward, which is I have something. I have some things, you know, things are there for me because I like to like fuck with shit, basically. And that's and for those people who have been like water fire, they'll be already be seen as somebody who's like fun and enjoyable to be around and have an experience with. So the person who has that and has Jupiter and Capricorn, people will still be like, oh, he's still fun, he's or she's still fun, they're just doing da da da. But the other person who's like more like me, who's like Earth or Wind, and Jupiter and Capricorn is gonna be more like, damn, we could stand to be more, you know, I don't know, make it more enjoyable for like more people, for it to like be experienced, or like maybe not that, but like for the people that are involved, you can make it more, enjoyable. But like I said, this person doesn't even necessarily need people around. They'll be like, all right, whatever, I'll do what I do and have fun by myself. But the thing here is they're rewarded, and their opportunities and gifts from life come through like the work that they put into things, and then they obtain all kind of stuff. So that's Jupiter and Capricorn for y'all.